Hey guys, Gary with Automatic Door and Hardware, and welcome to our series. This is going to be the Horton Automatic Door series, and we're going to try to cover everything there is to know in regards to the Horton Automatic Door openers, both the sliding style automatic doors as well as the automatic swing doors. But in today's episode specifically, what we're covering is troubleshooting Horton Automatic sliding doors that have the C2150 type of controller. So in a minute, you'll see what that controller looks like, but this will cover basic troubleshooting, things to look out for that will help you as an installer or as a technician to help repair or diagnose the Horton automatic door system.
How to perform an encoder test. To enter the encoder diagnostic mode, press and hold the down and reset buttons at the same time. Release the reset button while continuing to hold the down button. After a moment, you'll see ET displayed on the control. ET stands for encoder test. You should also see two moving lines on the display. These lines represent feedback from the encoder. Manually slide the door open and then closed. As the door moves, the line should rotate in a circular pattern. This indicates the encoder is properly sending position feedback to the control. If the lines do not move correctly or the display remains static, you may have a faulty encoder, damaged encoder wiring, or a connection issue. To exit the encoder test, press the reset button once. The controller will automatically reinitialize, find the close position, and relearn the final stroke of the door. How to perform a motor ohms test. If you suspect a bad motor, start by removing power from the operator. Next, unplug the motor harness and identify the motor leads. On most Horton C2150 operators, these are the red and black wires. Using a digital multimeter set to resistance or ohms and measure across the motor leads. A healthy motor will typically measure around 20 ohms. To properly test the motor, manually slide the door open a few inches, stop, and take another reading. Repeat this process 6 to 8 times throughout the entire travel of the door. The goal is to identify a bad spot on the motor commutator. Some fluctuation is normal, but readings should generally stay between 15 and 20 ohms. If you encounter an open circuit, a dead short, or a significant drop in resistance at a particular location, the motor may be failing. Testing the power supply and fuses. Now let's verify the power supply and fuses on the Horton C2150. Locate the power supply board and identify the incoming line voltage connection. There are 3 primary fuses. F1, the main fuse, protects the power supply from incoming line voltage faults. F2, the motor fuse, protects the motor circuit. A seized motor or excessive door binding can cause this fuse to blow. F3, the control fuse, protects the control box and low voltage circuits. To test the power supply output, unplug the 5-pin harness that connects the power supply board to the control box. Safety warning: use caution during this test. High DC voltage may be present. Set your meter to DC volts. First, test between the white and brown wires. You should measure approximately 100 to 130 volts DC, with most systems reading around 127 volts DC. If this voltage is missing, inspect the F2 motor fuse. Next, test between the red and black wires. You should measure approximately 27 to 36 volts DC, with many systems reading around 33 to 34 volts DC. If this voltage is not present, inspect the F3 control fuse. Proper encoder and microswitch connections. One of the most common field mistakes is plugging the harness into the wrong connector on the control board. In the center of the control board, you'll find 2 4-pin connectors located side by side. One connector is labeled USW, which stands for microswitch. The other connector is labeled ENC, which stands for encoder. If you have a linear drive operator, the microswitch harness must be connected to the USW connector. If you have a belt drive operator, the encoder harness must be connected to the ENC connector. Connecting these harnesses incorrectly can damage the control box, so always verify the connection before applying power. Troubleshooting NS error codes. If your display shows NS, that stands for no switch. The error indicates the control is not seeing the closed monitor switch. Start by inspecting all micro switches and the switch harness. A disconnected switch or damaged harness can easily cause an NS fault. Using a multimeter set to continuity, test each micro switch individually. Verify both the normally open and normally closed contacts operate correctly when the switch is actuated. Next, inspect the entire switch harness. Perform a continuity test from one end of each wire to the other. Every conductor should show continuity without excessive resistance. If a switch fails continuity testing or a wire is open, replace the defective component and retest the operator.
All right, guys, so that takes care of the video for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Of course, if you have any other questions, please comment them below, or you have any other ideas of what you'd like to see in relation to these Horton automatic doors, let us know. We're always open to adding more videos. But all these Horton automatic door parts are available on our website, autodoorandhardware.com. If you have trouble identifying the part, call us, text us, email us, send us pictures. We're more than happy to help you identify, get you the part you need. Again, it's all available at autodoorandhardware.com, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.